Let's talk about making meaning of our experiences. And first off, what does that mean to you, making meaning?
Good question. I think in my case, I would say I look at it as that I no longer look at the cancer as a only negative experience,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I can look at it as just part of the journey
Hmm. Yeah.
with a lot of bad stuff and also good stuff.
Yeah.
I think the moment I was able to kind of get that distance and that ability to say there was a lot of bad stuff, but there was also good stuff that I got from it.
Yeah.
I think that was probably getting to the point of there's some meaning here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like a big question that I asked myself a lot during this journey that helped me make meaning of it was, what can I learn from this? And not only like from this big, what can I learn from cancer, but even, let's say I was going through physical pain, like what can I learn from this? I remember asking myself that in the hospital post-surgery, and I remember learning that I learned that I spent a lot of energy trying to avoid pain and discomfort. And that pain and discomfort are going to come, and I've since learned on a deeper level that discomfort, if I can sit with it, it will transcend. And I knew that before, but I know it on a deeper level now.
Yeah.
And I'm not so afraid to push myself into situations that I know will be uncomfortable, as long as I also know that there will be benefit there. I mean, because you remember me before cancer, I was like, I'll do Pilates, this feels okay. But hit interval, oh no. I associate that back with a time in my life where I was like high strung and stressed out, but and it's not saying that I need to do high intensity interval training, but I was totally avoiding certain things that I found uncomfortable or that would push myself a little bit. And that was one of my first lessons with cancer, was like, you got to get over that.
Yeah. I think for you the whole physical journey was big.
Yeah. Yes.
And maybe it's fair to say you have been avoiding any sort of physical activity that could create any form of pain or discomfort for a decade years. Almost. Yeah. Other than giving birth. And I'm not trying to talk giving birth down here, like in any way, but if you could avoid it, you would. You would.
Yeah.
And there was a big element there for sure. Yeah, maybe that was your biggest meaning.
At the beginning it was.
For now.
Yeah. And still with a discomfort, I would say.
Yeah.
That's been a big making meaning for me, definitely.
Yeah, you were not an easy patient.
Yeah, I've never been an easy patient, as my parents told you.
They told me after we got married. No, and it's interesting, right? Because for you it was really early on this physical stuff, and for me it's quite the opposite. Like the physical stuff came super easy.
Right.
Used to do a lot of sports, had a lot of injuries, like painful surgeries, and like this whole, we gotta cut out your testicle and cut open your groin, was like, fine, whatever, take it. But then the mental, especially the mental side, that was like something,
Mm-hmm.
That was big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I grew up in an environment where going to the therapist was not done or definitely not talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So there was something around that, and and then the whole spiritual journey. You know, getting more into that. But if I have to go back and talk about meaning, I think the journey of meaning continues. Like I'm like several years out now, but it took me about 1 year, and I can't remember exactly the date, but I remember I had a session with my therapist where for the first time I walked away from that meeting thinking, all right, cancer sucked, it still sucks, I would rather have not had it, but and I'm thankful for the good things that I'm getting out of this. And that was there's a very clear memory walking out of that therapy session thinking like, okay, it's not all bad. Like there's actually things that I'm learning here that help me grow.
Yeah.
And I think that took a year. Something around a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
The journey continues.
No, it's more like now thinking back, I'm like, what did I do the first year? You know, like
I think that's called avoidance.
it's called avoidance, but also it's just
Processing.
you know, it's process and for some people it cuts deeper than for others. You know, like for me it was like I'm invincible. Like I had this like I'm invincible. You know, like speaking about physical pain, I can handle this. This is no issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and then you handle the physical stuff, and like I don't know how many months it takes. Everybody's different. Every journey is different. Every therapy is different. But at some point, if you survive, you're gonna get physically likely close to your full strength that you had prior. Maybe plus minus some areas of issue, of course. But the problem wasn't solved, and that's the period that got more difficult. And then eventually it gets to the point where you get something out of it.
Yeah.
Something. And it's gonna come. It's gonna come at the right time, at the right place.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come. And I think looking back, and maybe this is actually something we're trying to do here, I wish somebody would have said to me early on, something good's gonna come out of this. And I think you did, and maybe other people did. The first couple of weeks you don't hear anybody anyways, right? Because it's all just sucks. But I think recognizing earlier on that there will be a moment where you're going to get something out of this. Like knowing that there is meaning at the other side of the tunnel, or whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah. I think that's actually really liberating in a way.
And it just occurred to me to also share that I feel like the times where we had those breakthroughs of making meaning and sort of finding a new side of strength and resilience and even interconnection and connection with each other, I feel like all those breakthrough moments came after a dark night or a time where we felt like we were slipping backwards into old patterns or stress or anxiety or what be it. It was like, okay, we're chugging along, and then all of a sudden everything looks absolutely terrible and shit again. And then somehow with each other, with someone else, going within, we managed to sort of break through and say, oh cool, this one thing, I got this. Not everything, but this one thing, I got this. For now.
After trying real hard for a real long time.
To control it.
To avoid control. No, but it's a good one, you know, just... Oh, I'm saying it. Just be patient. I'm not patient at all, so I'm the wrong person to say this, but I guess be patient, be kind to yourselves.
Yeah.
Be kind to your spouse, you know?
Mm.
Be kind to each other.
Yeah.
And there will be some meaning in one way or the other coming your way.
Yeah. Yeah. And it'll make it worth it if you let it. Not all of it, not right away. But if you let it, it can.
It might.
Mm. We need to keep talking. Something here is not settled.
Well, I think it will, but again, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different path.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think sometimes when I say it like that, at least if you would have said it to me in a dark moment, I would have been like, how dare you?
Yes.
Who does she think she is?
Exactly.
She has no idea what I'm going through. And you're right, I don't.
No.
I don't.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hope that there's some meaning for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Somehow.
At the right time.
At the right time. That feels better.
Much better ending.
We can end now.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.